Hey everybody, it's your Lost Bros. Bronies, Losties, everybody, we're here to talk about the new update to Dragalia Lost. My name is Griff and Hoffmann, and I'm your best Dragalia friend. I'm saying it the right way, Dragalia, not Dragalia, because that's weird. Episode 575 from the bunker, the Dragalia bunker. We're going to get you all the updates, all the new worm print recycles, the new mini mids is baller as shit. Man, that
you sound like a robot in Westworld that's glitching out.
I can't do this.
Has Dragalia introduced resplendent heroes yet, a la Fire Emblem Heroes?
Yes, it has.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Oh no.
But anyway, you're Geoff Brewer.
I am, and I'm only in it for the sexy anime dragons.
Nice. James Sherer.
Hello. I thought when you said this was a Lost podcast, we were going to talk about smoke monsters and hatches.
Remember when there's a polar bear there and then it's never explained?
I have been thinking a lot about Desmond recently. And how I need a constant in my life.
I've seen Lost way after it was a big thing. Is he the one who's pushing the button all the time? I can't even remember.
Yeah. Yep. You nailed it. That's all Lost.
Right. Yeah. No, but which one is Desmond?
Nope. That's pretty much it.
All right.
He also does some time traveling.
Yeah. I just know the bad guy made me very angry in that show because his motivations made no goddamn sense.
Because he's the devil.
Sorry, which bad guy?
Locke. Like the true bad guy? Hashtag spoilers.
Griffin and I both disagree with you, I think, about him being the true bad guy.
Wait, he's the bad guy of the show!
No, the bad guy of the show was Damon Lindelof and Carlton Hughes, the fucking showrunners and writers of that trash.
No, but is it? I mean, I know he's like possessed by some malevolent island spirit or some shit, but like he is the bad guy.
You nailed it.
I thought the bad guy was literally the devil.
At one point, doesn't
agreed.
he say like, "I'm the bad guy" in so many words? He's like, "I'm bad."
As Billie Eilish said, "I'm the bad guy." That was where she got her inspiration for her song.
Billie Eilish? Who's that? Everyone talking about this Billie Eilish.
Hey, remember that episode when they introduced Paulo and Nikki as like, hey, these are other people on the island that are just doing stuff, and he was like a grifter, and she was like a television show star, and in the end he was like paralyzed, and they buried him alive.
No, I don't remember that bit. I remember that there were a lot of other survivors from the other side of the island, and then almost all of them died.
That episode stuck with me a lot.
I also remember when they had a brief fascination with the Beatles and references to them, and then kind of moved on from that really quickly.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
you mean everything they had a fascination with?
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Jamie.
Oh, you're welcome.
You remember when Charlie still has a career as an actor? Where any of those people... Hey, how's Matthew Fox doing these days?
Charlie is Dominic Monaghan, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he had a career before that show, and he will continue to have a career.
He did. He was a Hobbit, and
he's Don.
Yeah, he was. That's about it.
Yeah.
But I'm concerned about Matthew Fox. Is he all right?
Do you think he shows up at the Lost or at the studio just and yells at Damon Lindelof, "We have to go back"? It's my only good gig.
I think he was canceled, but I don't think there was a reason to cancel him. I think that he was just canceled.
Like he didn't do any bad things.
He didn't do any bad things, but I think we all just decided to cancel him.
Collectively, we were like,
"It's a smart choice."
It's a little overhyped. Like,
yeah.
Acting wasn't that great.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Matthew Fox had quite the storied career during the Lost times.
Really?
Coming off hot from Party of Five. He had quite the ego.
I think his main problem is that he has this look, and then he opens his mouth, and he kind of sounds like this. It's like, why is your voice so high? I think that's the issue.
That's true. He is a human flute. You're right.
His problem is he's only good at playing like white bread heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like showing expressions of concern.
And we live in a wry world.
Oh, damn. Did you remember the episode when it was about Jack's tattoos? When they had to explain his tattoos?
No.
No. Well, there was an episode of Lost where they had to explain Jack's tattoos, and these are actually Matthew Fox's tattoos. And Matthew Fox gets a tattoo for every show he's on.
Remember when?
So the circle was completed by Matthew Fox.
Remember when Letty was on the show for like a few episodes, and then she got a DUI, and they kicked her off?
Yeah, Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah.
When it was the questionable, like, did she fuck my dad? My dead dad? Also, everybody's Google searches right now on Pornhub is, did she fuck my dead dad?
Gotta live that quarantine life somehow.
Mm-hmm.
You know who else has interesting tattoos? Adam Levine of Maroon 5.
Oh, you mean Matthew Fox, the singer?
There was a Mabim Bam question from Yahoo where someone was asking, what is the significance of each of Adam Levine's tattoos? And then people online have cataloged all of the tattoos.
Oh, no.
And like have like what they mean to him.
I mean, they were all on display in the Super Bowl halftime show.
That's true.
Which I watch on repeat every night.
You mean the last Super Bowl halftime show?
No, there was...
The last one in history.
No, there was... who was after... J-Lo was after him. She's the last.
No, we don't count that one. It was too good.
Oh, okay.
It transcended.
Fox News said it was too ethnic.
Yes.
I'm looking at pictures
too many tummies.
I'm looking at pictures of Adam Levine on the internet, and he just looks like a white supremacist.
A little bit, yeah.
That's great. I was told I look like Adam Levine, so that's cool. That's not true at all.
No. So this is a podcast about Dragalia Lost and also about video games.
And also about Adam Levine.
Griffin, I imagine
mutually exclusive.
I wonder what his California... He has a tattoo across his midriff that says California. I wonder what that's about.
Yeah, I wonder.
I wonder what that one's about.
He really likes California Dreamin' by... what was that band called? America?
He's also got one right above his wing wang that's just a tiger. But it's like...
That one makes sense.
Just there. I wonder what that one means.
It means...
So Griff, how's Dragalia Lost been treating you?
It's great, man.
Guys, recently?
Did I get any good polls? No, actually, I've been in a slump recently.
Oh yeah,
on my polls. But it's the 1.5 year anniversary, so big things are happening right now, which is actually kind of cool. And jokes aside, they're changing the game again. You know, big changes here. Big swings. They're really pushing the end game at the moment, trying to get people into doing things that they're not in their comfort zone. Playing some of the end game content, and then also making some big swings for the fences in adjusting the character loadout structure and co-op abilities. So, would I say it's a better time than ever to get into Dragalia Lost? No.
I was going to say you have said that before, but okay, not this time.
No, I think it's too late because honestly, I was like. in a moment of weakness, I was like, "What's Grand Blue?"
Ooh.
And I was
shit.
like, "How do Grand Blue?"
The best part about Grand Blue is you can't even get it on the U.S. App Store, right? Don't you have to download the Japanese version?
That
or whatever,
is the best
Korean
part
version?
about it because that prevented me from downloading it.
But everyone's talking about it. How can we not get it? How are all these people talking about it?
No, you can get it. You just have to download a Japanese app.
You got to get an
Korean
emulator
app,
phone.
It's not hard to get. No, it appears a little off-putting because the default language of the
for
app
Griffin,
is Korean.
it was off-putting. So I did not download Grand Blue.
Once you download it, you can set the language to English.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What a weird choice. But yes, I did almost succumb to the darkness of playing 2 gacha games at the same point, and I did not, thankfully, due to localization issues. I am still stuck with Dragalia, which hey, it's doing good stuff, and they made some cool announcements for the rest of the year. They're doubling back to. I don't know if I did I tell you about the Monster Hunter crossover they had that was fucking awesome.
Yes, you did.
Okay,
with
good.
like Rathalos and shit.
Yeah, now they're going to do a second Fire Emblem crossover, so that'll be the next thing.
I was going to say Fire Emblem has really proven to be quite rapacious.
Yeah,
with their
I think that's
$10 subscription pass.
That's the big three, though. It's Dragalia, and Grand Blue and Fire Emblem. Those are the big three of the gacha games right now.
You know what? So typically I would just make fun of you for playing a mobile game all the time, sinking all the time into it. But can I just say that a better mobile game to spend your time on right now is surprisingly enough Pokemon Go?
Because you can just sit at home and play it?
So now you can just sit at home and play it.
Nice.
So, interestingly, Niantic, I think more than a lot of other mobile game makers, has been super responsive to the whole COVID outbreak. And they rolled out PvP battling like almost perfectly timed with COVID spreading across the country. And
it's also weird that Dragalia did their 1.5 launch at the same point, too.
I mean, this was like a
welcome to the conspiracy cast.
This was like a coordinated response, and they've done some other cool things. So they rolled out PvP, which has been super fun and has reinvigorated my interest in the game. It is actually has a very high skill ceiling. I recommend it quite a bit. And they've also been doing these cool little things, like they've been selling in their with their in-game currency. You can spend 1 coin, and they do limited deals. So they did 1 coin for 30 incenses, which draws Pokemon to your location. This week they did 1 coin for 100 Pokeballs. So they're doing all these little things to get people in and make them not spend money. And it's rumored that they're going to do daily quests that give you in-game currency that don't require you to leave your house. All the Pokestops are giving out more shit. It's just a fun game. I don't know. I've had a lot of fun getting into the competitive aspect, and it's surprisingly accessible if you just do the bare minimum of Google research and know your type matchups. And I don't know, I've had a lot of fun with it. I feel like it's been a great way to pass the time during quarantine.
I'll tell you this: a wild Spoink appeared.
A wild what?
Spoink.
Oh, Spoink.
Spoink. Sorry.
Did you just open it up?
Yeah, I still have it on my phone. I haven't deleted it yet.
It's in the Psychic Spectacular right now.
Yeah, all right.
They just rolled out Solosis and got the...
I spin the ball here, and then I try and catch it. So that's 4 attempts. Okay, that's 5.
Do you do curveball throws?
I do, of course, man. We're going for a hot 6er. Okay, nice. We got a nice live Pokeballing. Okay. Oh, it broke out. It broke free. Well, I guess we're using just standard-ass Pokeball. And what if we do a great ball?
What you really should check out is the Go Battle League. So there's some cool things that they're doing.
I missed again.
Number one, they have 3 levels. So right now it's just Great League, which means the maximum attack of your Pokemon can be 1,500. So it kind of turns the whole metagame on its ear, because people have just been powering shit up to make it as powerful as possible. But now you have to use your weak boys, and that's pretty cool. I don't know. It's just fun. I like it a lot, and nobody else understands.
I caught a Spoink.
How'd that go for you, Griff? Did you feel alive?
Not really. It's kind of boring.
You should play the Battle League.
All right, maybe. In the meantime, I have to adjust my audio.
All right. Anyway, we're all trapped inside, so it's a weird time.
I'm not.
You're not.
I'm free.
You're one of the heroes.
I'm one of the heroes. I have a piece of paper that the government gave me literally to show to police if they stop me.
Oh, for real? Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I also can just show my my Rutgers MD
diploma.
I carry my diploma around with me. It's framed. I just strapped it to my back, Sam Bridges style. And
how much is the world outside? How much is the world outside just Death Stranding right now?
100%. And everyone looks like Sam Bridges.
Do you hear that song playing? Asylums for the people. As you walk across the desolate landscape.
How's the little Roar soundtrack going for you?
It's great. And the best part about it is whenever I start hearing it, I also just see it like text in front of my eyes that says
And you
low
start
roar.
weeping.
Yes, exactly.
Has Geoff
Although I was
Keighley-
walking around one day and then the ground just turned to oil and it was weird. But then it got better.
Has Geoff Keighley showed up and waved to you and said you're a great delivery man?
Yes. And Conan O'Brien showed up too.
I forgot he was in that game. I still haven't played that.
It's all right.
Yep.
It feels a little too real for this current moment.
Yeah, probably. Although I did watch Bird Box, which was probably a mistake, but it was like
Jen
oddly
did too the other
cathartic.
day.
Oh no! Netflix has a surprising, if we could pivot for a second, has a surprising array of shows that are really well suited to quarantine,
Yeah.
such as Love Is Blind.
I think that
or
Bird Box
Castle.
was-
Wait, let me get this back on track here. No, Jimmy, you go first.
I was just going to say, the thing with Bird Box is it makes you feel good because you're like, at least we're not being like constantly harangued by existential monsters. Like, that would be worse than
Speak
this.
for yourself. I spent the entirety of my quarantine.
Speaking of Netflix awesome shows, Castlevania Season 3 out. Excellent. Amazing. So good. If you haven't watched any of the Castlevania show on Netflix, please watch them.
My exposure to Castlevania is I follow someone on Twitter who's extremely thirsty for all the male characters in Castlevania.
Fair enough. Season 3 will do you right, because it's thirsty time. There was a time in which you could go to public locations called gyms where you could work out and exercise. Yeah, it's weird. And I was on the bike and I was watching an episode of the Castlevania Season 3, and there was a scene where there was some sexiness happening, and I was looking around at my fellow bikers to see if they were watching me, and then I was like, fuck it, I will be the horny biker guy.
That's amazing.
There's always one. I was going to say, what are you talking about? There's still gyms. I put my Pokemon in them. I drive by them. I don't exit my vehicle. I place one Pokemon in the gym, and then I move on.
Are you doing a lot of driving?
A little bit.
More so than before to get to your gyms, or less?
I mean, we're walking quite a bit, and we're also driving from time to time. Just pop downtown. You know, they do like curbside ordering and stuff, so we grab our food. What better time to get your Pokemon? All up in them gyms. It's a desperate moment. But no, it's been a weird time. I feel like it's kind of changed the way I'm interfacing with games. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely is. And I will use this as an opportunity to pivot to Animal Crossing New Horizons, which
I'm going to pivot back to it. Dragalia lost!
Pivot! Go, Griff, go!
No, man. It's okay. I'll just be on my island here.
But yeah, I've never played an Animal Crossing before. This is my first ever. I've never even touched one, not even like for a moment. So this is my first.
But you went in knowing the concept of it, right? Like,
I did not really know the concept.
did you play Neopets?
I did not play Neopets. And I learned the concept from the coverage of this game, but I still didn't really know what it was until I started playing. And I am really enjoying it. I've been thinking about it in another game that I played last year is Dragon Quest Builders 2, also on the Switch. And I loved that game. I fell deeply in love and became very obsessed with that game. I think I put 40 or 50 hours into that game. I'm nowhere near finished. And this game gives me what that game gave me, but the difference is that in Dragon Quest Builders, there is no limit to what you can do. So if you want to build like a replica of New York City in Dragon Quest Builders, you can do that. And I think that makes the game a little daunting and a little paralyzing and takes some of the tranquility out of it, because you're constantly asking yourself, how can I make this bigger? How can I make this better? How could I just blow this completely out? I want to make a roller coaster that goes all the way around my town, and it's going to take me 20 hours, but I'm going to do it. And this game I've never experienced an Animal Crossing game before, so the way that the game kind of metes out your ability to accomplish various things was both frustrating and incredibly comforting. Like, just to have the game tell you, like, no, just calm down. Like, if you want to keep collecting apples all day on your first day, go ahead, by all means. But really, you don't need to. Why don't you just turn the game off? You've played enough. Like, the way that it does that is perfect in my eyes. So
I agree
really
with you completely,
enthralled.
Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie, I think
Yeah.
let me just say this real quick. I think there's no better time to play Animal Crossing than right now.
Yeah.
I would agree with that assertion. And I think it's I share in your kind of combined like frustration and joy and the fact that it doesn't throw too many things at you at once. Because sometimes, especially when you're just in your house for 10 hours a day, let's say, you really want to just like be on that island doing shit.
What are you doing the other 14 hours?
What's that?
Extreme anti-social distancing for 14 hours and then in the house for 10.
You're just laying in your lawn.
No, I'm trying to like get out and exercise and shit. But anyway, I
For
feel
14 hours.
You want to just be in that world and constantly be uncovering new things. And the game will actually like throw up these gates. Like in the early game in this game might be one of the slower early games in an Animal Crossing where like you talk to Tom Nook, who basically is like the plot mover, and he'll tell you to do some stuff, and you can keep asking him about things to do, but eventually he'll be like, nah, you're good for today. Like, come back tomorrow. We have to build stuff. And it does a very good job of sort of gating, what you have access to at any given moment. And I've seen, like, late game on YouTube of people who've played it for a while now, like reviewers and stuff, and there's clearly, like, no limit to the level of customization you can engage in. Like, people are getting their islands just so. But, like, I'm only dipping my toes into customization right now. Like, I've started moving a couple of trees around, and, like, I've put up some fences, but it does a really good job of kind of presenting you with maybe 3 or 4 things you can do at any given moment, rather than, like, 100.
Yeah. Geoff, are you cutting out a little bit? Or
Are you still talking?
I'm all done. Was I cutting out?
I think that when you go a little low, like you have this Geoff's normal cadence for the listeners. I'll interpret now. Blah 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 blah. And I think when you go low,
wow, that was amazing. It actually cut out.
It did
just
cut
like
out.
that.
I think that's what happens with Geoff, is that your voice, you dip so low, and I think Discord is like, he's not talking, he's farting or something.
That's
Geoff, this is exactly what I was talking to you about with the Roll20 situation.
No
yeah,
kidding,
so I think you got to keep your inflection a little higher, and it's good. It's great for me as a man with a woman's voice, as a man who is constantly called ma'am on the phone. I think Discord was
Matthew
designed,
Fox.
Matthew Fox. I think Discord was designed for me, but yeah, I absolutely love it, and I love how it will give you reasons to come back. Like, so it will say, like, Tom Nook will tell you, you pretty much did everything for now, but why don't you come back at night? And I think there's going to be shooting stars or something. I don't fucking know. Come back. And then cool. I come back and I'm like, oh, cool, a shooting star. I didn't know how to interact with it. Now I do after watching some internet videos. But, like, it was cool. I mean, even just to see a shooting star and have no idea that was actually, like, a game mechanic that I could engage in. That was pretty cool.
You can say a good Christian prayer to it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then get some and there's a lot of things that I think this is one game where it doesn't surface a lot of things, but much. Can I compare this game to Dark Souls?
Yes.
Yeah, no, Jamie, I was actually going to
that?
just say, what is it like to be playing this game that requires you to have been playing this game for the last fucking 15 years of your life?
Much like
jumping into it.
Much like playing Bloodborne without ever playing a Dark Souls game truly, actually it somehow it walks that line perfectly, because the things that it doesn't surface are not things that when you learn about them you don't get frustrated. You're just like, oh, that's a cool extra thing that's kind of above and beyond, and it's not core to my experience, but I think it's cool that it's in there, and you almost feel rewarded for doing the extra research and for putting the time in, and you get the same feeling that you get from a Dark Souls or a Bloodborne, like, okay, now I'm kind of like in the know on this, and that's cool. So it gives you that feeling too, which I like.
I think it does a really good job. Like, it presents you with its skeleton in the beginning, which can feel a little bare. You're like, oh, like, that's it? Like, this is the whole game? And then it slowly just, like, unfolds and offers new things day by day. Like, every day it's like, hey, you thought you were all set with, this one story you had and these 2 neighbors. It's like, nah, actually, you're going to have 5 neighbors. It's like, nah, actually,
That's
there's
cool.
other people who are coming to town. Like, nah, actually, there's, like, now you can customize your town. Now you're building bridges. Like, they keep adding new little bits.
Sam Porter.
You're building Sam Porter bridges. I think they do a really good job of doling out stuff and making it exciting to see how the world develops.
And one thing that I didn't know is that I guess the museum has been a part of games in the past, but I didn't know that all of those species are real and all of the facts that Blathers is giving you are true.
Yeah. Oh,
That's so cool. I had no idea. And
it's
I was
like that dinosaur was put there by Satan 6,000 years ago.
But I've been taking pictures of a lot of the facts and sending them to Shannon because she's such an animal buff. And I had no idea they were real. I thought they were just spewing out nonsense about fake animals. And it's like, no, that's a real animal. And the museum is like a real museum. It's so cool.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much saying that you can hand Animal Crossing to your child that is out of school right now, and they will get just the same education as before.
Exactly.
I was going to say possibly
Exactly.
more education than the schools are going for, since apparently they're just like, we're not going to try to teach. We're going to make sure people don't forget anything.
Wouldn't it be cool if all of a sudden some of your neighbors started getting sick, and then there was like Blathers 2.0, and he's like, bring me the virus. And then, like, you have, like, a separate museum, but it's like, you're learning about virology.
They could roll it out as a themed event if COVID becomes seasonal.
Thank you for downloading the update. As a token of our appreciation, here's COVID.
Are you talking about bunny days?
Bunny days would change. I don't know what animal would represent COVID-19. Bats?
Bats to fly straight into butts.
So one really cool thing that's happened in my game, speaking of you humming adorable Animal Crossing tunes, is as the town has become more like populated and lively, the music has changed, and I love it. I love it so much.
What is it? Is it the same tune but just like spruced up, or is it a different tune?
It's a
entirely?
different tune. It's like a "You've Made Progress" tune.
Nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
I'm digging it. Got to change my town tune now. Have a little jingle that plays when I talk to people.
But in all seriousness,
I just bought a new audio device.
Nice.
While we were talking,
Yeah.
was it on sale at Nick's Cranny?
I was actively doing the thing you guys are doing in Animal Crossing, which is spending money.
Going into debt.
Yes.
Griffin, remember how you said that Animal Crossing is dailies?
I think we lost him.
No, but that's fine.
You said it's like doing your dailies in an MMO.
Oh, yeah, doing dailies. That makes yes. Yep.
It's now that, except even more, because there are literally like daily quests you can do that give you miles, and they just keep refreshing ad infinitum.
I don't think that if those weren't there, I think it's so necessary that those are there. What's fascinating about coming to this game is that there are a lot of things from reviews and things that I'm gathering were not in previous games.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
And I'm like,
I cannot wait to hear this.
How the hell would the previous games even games? Like, if you had no goals or anything?
Well,
like,
let me tell you about a schedule. So, you plan your week around your Animal Crossing time, and it's not that you want to do it. It's that during this point, you get off of work, and on your transit, you collect your seashells and your coconuts, and you take them and you deliver them, and then you also shake your trees and you do your gardening, and you do a little fishing, and you check all those boxes, and that's a Tuesday, and then Wednesday, the store is open so you can sell them all.
See, that's a nightmare.
And now you're having fun, and then Thursday let me talk about Thursday.
That sounds like a
get your weeding
true
in,
nightmare.
Man. Get your weeding in.
I am selling seashells to Timmy Nook or whatever at like 3 a.m. And if I couldn't do that, I would flip my shits.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can sell. Remember, you sell them at like a discount after the store closes, so that's still a thing.
What?
I think you do anyway.
I'm okay with it as long as I can get him off my hands.
But, I gotta offload all these seashells.
There's a great meme going around of people waking up the Nooks at like 4 a.m. to sell seashells that I will find right now.
I think that it was always like, pay back your home loans, fill out your fish and your bug collection. But I think that this game has done a really good job of throwing in a lot more interim goals that make you feel engaged, which is like kind of bullshit because they're like really basic things like chop 10 pieces of wood, but somehow, I don't know why, they're all strangely compelling, and some of them are so easy you can do them in like 2 seconds. Like, it's like, take a picture. You know what I'm talking about, right, Jamie?
Yeah.
And
I like those aspects of it a lot.
Have you ever done just like chained like 10 different daily missions?
What's funny is I appreciate that the missions are laid out the way that they are, and I appreciate that they're there, but I am not going by them at all. I just go do what I want to do, and when enough of what I would be doing anyway seems to be rewarded, it'll tell you when you've done something. So I just kind of go about my day, and then the phone will alert you when you've earned some Nook miles, and then you can claim them. But I'm not like looking at the tasks and then adjusting my day.
Mm-hmm. I found that like sometimes I always try to do the ones that give you double miles because I feel like those are worth it, but sometimes it'll tell me to like customize, and I'm like, you know what, like I should make all the furniture in my house the same color, and then I go do that and I get that mission done. So like sometimes it'll serve as a way to push me towards one of the activities that I wouldn't ordinarily engage with. Like, I don't usually do, like, flower planting, but the game was like, plant and water some flowers. I was like, all right, you know what? Like, I will try crossbreeding my flowers this time. And I am. And now I have tons of flowers.
Yeah. I think that, again, I think that the way that the missions are lined out, the way they're presented is almost perfect because it's a very subtle encouragement for you to do those things. It's like no pressure, and it almost plants the seed in your head like you would want to do this anyway.
Yeah.
And then you don't need to pay close attention. You kind of just go about your day, but you're rewarded for doing the things that you're doing, so it's cool.
What's your cutest neighbor?
I still only have 2 neighbors. I have a rhinoceros who loves weightlifting.
All right.
And I have a little squirrel lady who's very nice.
Okay.
And I like them both a lot.
I have an alligator named Boots, and he's adorable, and I will die for him. And I have an ostrich.
Nice.
And then a bunch of other boys, but those are my 2 favorites.
I like how they all have little sayings.
Yes. My alligator calls me Munchie.
My rhino calls me Squirt, and my squirrel keeps saying Uni-wow. Uni-wow.
I call you Squirt. We should visit each other, because then once you do that, it'll be like, hey, did you hear about Jamie? Can you believe what his title is? It's very entertaining.
That sounds cool. We should do. How do I do that? I go get a ticket or something?
No, you just got to open your gate. I'll show you how to do it. It's easy peasy.
Okay.
You don't have to pay for it. Plus, you get miles. You get miles.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Griffin, you're not feeling it.
No, I'm not. Also, yeah, no, it's yeah. But I'll be positive. How is this game better than New Leaf? Can you give me some bullet points of the improvements that happened?
I can, yes. You can put furniture outside, which is really cool. So you can set up.
Fuck!
Yeah, so I've had a lot of fun. Actually, Jamie, I'll show you my world, but I have a lot of cool stuff that I've been setting up. Like I set up a little Asian garden with bamboo and Zen bridge and a little stone tablet and like a bathing area.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. What else is there that's new? You have like complete control over everything. So like you can move buildings around. You can like control where
I've
bridges
heard
are
that
constructed.
the like terraforming and the like town management is better than ever.
Yes, I haven't gotten to the full suite of options yet. Now I'm to the point where I can construct bridges and inclines, but eventually you get the ability to just straight up terraform your island. What else would I say? The Nook Mile.
Do you ever get a
system is great.
motorcycle in the game?
I don't know about any motorcycles yet. like a Breath of the Wild motorcycle.
Or another motorcycle of fame that somebody might want to watch on their television show.
Are you talking about Orange County Choppers?
Yeah. Yep. That's the one.
Are you talking about the what is that thing called?
Ride.
The Daytona from FF7?
Yes, that one too.
I did buy the schematics for making a giant robot, only to discover
Wait a second.
Did
we just stumble upon top 10 motorcycles in video games list?
What
Okay,
other
we
good
got
ones
Clouds.
are there? Full Throttle.
Yep.
We got Clouds 1.
Full throttle video game.
Yeah. Something from Full Throttle, anyway. That's a great game.
There's a really cool one in the Tim Schafer Jack Black game. It's cool in there.
Which one is
Was
that?
there? I thought it was just a car, but you're probably right, Jimmy. I don't remember.
No, I could be mistaken easily.
Oh goodness, I still have that for PlayStation 3. Brutal Legend.
PlayStation 3. Yes.
But I was making a joke about Norman Reedus' Ride on AMC.
Wait, he has a program called Ride?
Jeff, did you not play Death Stranding?
Nah, dog, I didn't.
Did you not take a shit in Death Stranding?
I haven't played Death Stranding yet. You know this. Wait, are there in-game advertisements for Norman Reedus starring in shows?
Yes.
God damn it. Why does he do it?
Well, because Norman Reedus is not a good actor.
I know. No, but I mean, why does Kojima do it?
Because Kojima is a 50-year-old man who's never been told no.
How horny is Death Stranding, by the way? There's this dead silence. Is Griff gone? Did he die?
I think he did.
Oh, you didn't hear my squeaking of...
No, he did not.
Did not hear it at all.
It probably didn't reach the audio gate.
It's still kind of weirdly horny.
Yep.
Out of 10, I'd say...
Are you ashamed of your thoughts or words and deeds?
I'd say maybe a 5.
All right.
Wait, what's the baseline for all video games? All video games are like a solid, 7 on the horny scale? Like, every video game is, averaging passing.
I don't know. How weird was it with Margot Qualley or whatever her name is? Did they the one who had the boob,
but not that fresh.
the boob thing?
It was pretty weird.
All right. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Anyway,
It's surprisingly not horny.
okay, all right.
But it's fucking weird because you throw poop grenades and piss grenades and you take a shit and they say advertisements for Norman Reedus' Ride from AMC.
He's gone again.
Yep.
I'm sure it'll come through in post.
Yeah.
It's there.
All right.
Interesting. Let me make some adjustments here.
Yeah, you adjust it, Griff. We don't need to talk too much more about Animal Crossing other than to say it is like the perfect quarantine game, and it's very zeitgeisty, and I just got the schematics for a giant robot, and I can't wait to build them, but I need so many parts.
How many iron do you need?
You need 30 iron. That's not the problem. You need at least 10 gold nuggets, and you need 30 rusted parts, and I have 2 rusted parts right now, so I don't know how to get those. But I'm pretty excited to build it anyway. Any other thoughts on Animal Crossing, Jamie?
No, I'm enjoying it. I'm still pretty early, but I'm looking forward to keeping on playing it, and it's great to play. It's great for healthcare workers because our lives right now seem to be a fair amount of downtime interspersed with high anxiety, so I've been playing it on my Switch Lite in the hospital, and it's perfect for that. So it's great.
Yes, it is. I'm glad I have it on Switch Lite, even though I am missing out on big screen goodness because you can't transfer the save files because Nintendo.
Geoff, did you get rid of your standard Switch?
Oh, no. I just wanted to play it on my Switch Lite. Once you have one, you'll understand.
Nope, will not.
I played, so I won't talk about this for very long because it doesn't need to be spoken of, but Mario Kart, great quarantine game. I played it with some friends while video chatting, and I played it on my old Switch, and I held my old Switch for the first time in a long time, and I was like, this thing is tank-like. Have you held your old Switch, Jamie, since getting a new one?
Yeah, it's tank-like and creaky and weird, and I'm like, fuck this thing.
I appreciate it, but it's also like, nah, I don't want that in my life anymore. Get that evil away from me.
Yeah, I don't like this. And the screen is like nice. It's nice that the screen is bigger, but 720p on anything larger than the Switch Lite screen is like, wow, that looks bad.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think it looks fine, but I do think that that system just feels super dated when you hold the Switch Lite in comparison. Surprisingly so.
When are we getting a Switch Pro?
Whoa!
China's open for business.
Probably never.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great game, and I think it's most fun on a portable system, although I know some people are definitely playing it on the TV, so. How about
Well,
that?
speaking of playing things on a TV, I played a game on a TV. It's called Doom, in all caps, Eternal.
Yeah. How's that game?
Yeah.
Is it a good boy? Ooh. Time for a spicy take.
Spicy!
So I'm playing the game,
Yeah.
and it's taxing me physically.
Yeah.
How are you playing?
I'm playing the PlayStation 4 base model, so that thing is ready for fucking takeoff. Like,
Fuck you.
Yeah, man. Like
Fuck
it is.
you.
Y'all remember being on an airplane once upon a time when that happened, and you're like ready to leave the tarmac, and like the engine's all boosted up, and you're like, all right, this is where I'm gonna die now, and then the plane leaves the ground, you're like, yep, still gonna die, and then you reach that cruising altitude, and you're like, finally, and then the engines are gone. Well, before that sound. That's my PlayStation.
I was going to say, when Cerny was like, we maybe could have done a better job on cooling the PS4, where you're like, yeah, you could have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
When Cerny spoke in front of Ghost Cardboard cutouts.
Just
that move.
The cardboard puppets, that somebody was manipulating with marionette
you mean all the execs that are still left at PlayStation?
Oh, man, that was so weird. So Griff, it's physically taxing, but it's not grabbing you like you thought it would, or what's going on?
No, yeah, it's not. It's not pulling me in like Doom 16 was, and I think that's for two very distinct reasons. One is actually they're the same reason. Now that I think about it, I feel like the game was like, hey, you just. It's 2016 just ended, right? The game didn't realize that there was 4 years since the last game came out. So on one side of it, it's like, hey, remember all this Doom lore? And I'm like, no. It's like, okay, well, here's all this Doom lore. And I'm like, okay, well, Doom 16 was not about all that lore, and there was a pretty direct storyline, and there was some smattering of lore, which was entertaining, but it wasn't the crux of my motivation for this game. And it's like, all right, but you probably missed a lot of stuff, right? Like, you played everything? And I was like, yeah. And it's like, okay, well, you're on a floating space fortress called the Doom Fortress. And I'm like, I think I would have remembered that. And then on the other side, it's like, hey, you remember in Doom 16 when you started playing the game and it's like, here's a gun, shoot a guy, punch a guy, move a thing, blah, 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 basics. This game was like, all right, do that, and now volume's up to 11. Get fucked. And I'm like, oh, my God. So this game spares no expense to get you into the thick of it. And it's like, hey, you're dooming, you're destroying things, you're going to crush everything, you're going balls out. Like, it's Doom, motherfucker. And I'm playing on the standard, like, hey, you turn this game on, this is the whatever, hurt me more, hurt me plenty, whatever the like
the regular
the
difficulty.
one above basic is what this starts you on. And I have died so many times, and it's been so frustrating to a point where I'm like, all right, I'm done with this for the night because my brain cannot handle all these systems. I cannot deal with this. Like, it's like a puzzle game where I'm like, I'm puzzled out. Like, I have to walk away. I have to take some time to just think, and then I'll approach it again the next day, which is, actually pretty fine in the current situation.
So I think this game is perfect, but I completely commiserate with everything that Griffin is saying for the one simple reason that this is, more than any other game that I've played in modern times, a game which, if you want to have fun playing this game, and you can have a lot of fun playing this game, you need a mouse and keyboard, and
That's
you
what I was
need
gonna ask,
to be
Jamie.
You need to be sitting
You're
a
playing on a
foot
PC,
away.
huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Because
No, he has the
here's
PlayStation
the thing.
mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, exactly. The
PlayStation
Cerny
2.
board.
Yeah. Play the game.
So the thing with this game is it's really, really hard, and the things that it
Sure
wants
is.
the things that it wants you to do are things like this. It wants you to, from very far away, snipe the rockets off of an enemy that can fly. And if you don't do that, you're fucked.
Oh,
And
Jamie, that's a
you
great
can't-
point. Like,
you can't do that if you don't have a mouse and keyboard.
There's tooltips in the game where it's like, oh, you died. Hey, suggestion. Maybe you should try shooting these weak points at the enemy. And I'm like, okay, cool. Good choice. Good. Yeah, thank you, game. And the tooltip is like, all right, you put the cursor on the enemy's weak point, and you shoot the gun, and then you move the cursor to the next weak point, and you shoot the gun, and then the game's like. I'm like, well, I don't know what just happened.
Were you
right
worried
now.
about your audio being blown out in the last podcast? I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
Go on.
You try and shoot the thing on the guy's arm, like Jamie said, but you're running backwards, dipping into cover. You have to memorize the layout of the level because you're running backwards. So there's that. You're automatically dead. There's enemies hitting you from behind. There's also other enemies. You're running out of ammo because your guns have very limited ammo, and there's a recharge factor, and you're also almost dead all the time. And then
Let me specify. Not only do you need a mouse and keyboard, you need a mouse and keyboard with 3 thumb buttons, because there's 3 things that you need to constantly be doing. You need to be glory killing enemies for health, you need to be chainsawing enemies for ammo, and you need to be setting enemies on fire for armor. If you're not doing that constantly in a rotating fashion and based on what you need in that moment, you will die so fast. And if I didn't have... It's not even... Mouse and keyboard is not enough to get you there. I needed to map those to my mouse.
You need
so that I could...
Razer Death Adder version 5.
Seriously, well, you need something like that, because if you can't just twitchy, just do that, then you're dead. So I think that this game really, really begs for like a PC playthrough. But if you're doing that, and if you liked Doom 2016 on PC, which I did, I think that this game is like beautiful and awe-inspiring. Super hard, but if you have a 165 hertz ultra high def screen, so you can see things with no motion blur. So I have a screen. I'm sitting a foot away from a screen that does 165 hertz and it's G-Sync and it's black frame insertion, so there's no motion blur. And I honestly think that if I did not have that, this game would be borderline impossible even on easy mode.
So basically, if you want to play this game, you need to spend like $5,000.
So
great.
question,
It's
Jamie.
like Half-Life Alyx.
Where are you in the game?
I'm still very early. I'm not so... I've played a decent amount. I've played a few hours. I've done the challenge rooms, which I really love, but each one of them is like white knuckle to the bitter end. I've died a bunch of times. But
How many Hell Priests have you killed?
only the one. Only the first one.
The one that
I'm
happens in the
really-
cinematic, or the first one you actually kill?
The one that you kill like right in the beginning of the game.
Okay, so you haven't. Okay, so you're,
I haven't gotten very far at all, but what I'm going super slow and I'm doing everything. Like I am I'm exploring the levels for like an inordinate amount of time, and I'll say graphically the game is really incredible. They revamped their engine, they made a bunch of changes. It looks, from a PC perspective, it looks vastly different than Doom 2016. And it feels different too, because now you're doing a lot of platforming in between combat arenas, which I really like. I think
you do like the platforming.
I do like the platforming. I know that a lot of people don't. Again, I think, and I'm not saying this to. I'm not saying this to
I'm not saying this to make you feel like a little scrub who needs to get good, but you know,
I'm not saying this for that, but I'm not saying this to exonerate the game either. But the things that the game is asking of you.
Let me just stop you right there, Jamie. What specific world are you on? What is the last thing you did? Because this game escalates quickly.
I think I'm only on like the second level. I've done one.
So
I've done
get
one
wrecked.
super
You're gonna get destroyed.
I have no doubt. I've done the one. I've only come across one extra combat. You know those optional combat things, Griff, where you get the keys. Mm-hmm. I did the first one, and I loved it. So I hope it doesn't get too much harder than I did it in one try. But I felt like that was like coming up on the edge.
This is the better question. What is the last gun you got?
The beam laser gun.
The pulse rifle?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The beamy laser gun.
Yeah. So you went for the beam mode on it, huh?
I think so, because I used a lot of that in 2016. But
yeah, so
I haven't played very much.
Miserable. It's very, very difficult. Mm-hmm. I'm really curious to hear what you're going to say in the next month on it, because the platforming gets harder, the combat gets... I really enjoy the combat puzzles, but Jamie, like what you're saying is like, I've hit this weird like sine wave situation where I thought I was at the hardest of the hard, and then it dipped really low, and it's like, aha, I feel powerful again, and now I'm like, oh no. This is bad.
The power fantasy part has been compromised, it sounds like.
Well, I think that Doom 16 did a good job of like always making you feel empowered. Mm-hmm. Maybe not power fantasy, but like you felt like you were dominating a battlefield when you were hitting your flow. And like Jamie was talking about before, where it's like you need multi buttons on a mouse, like you need so many different, like you need a computer powered by the future to do everything that you could possibly want. Like, yes, this game demands a lot of you and a lot of attention. Unlike Doom 16, which felt more approachable. Mm-hmm. And this one is more like balls to the wall. Like, you have to be constantly, like, cycling through all of your systems in order to just maintain your flow.
So, speaking of Dark Souls...
Wait, hold on. Griff, have you considered reverse mortgaging your home? Because then you might be good at Doom for once in your life.
But what I wanted to say is, unlike games like Bloodborne and Dark Souls, I feel like in those games when you lose, you kind of can regroup and tell yourself, okay, these are the mistakes that I was making. Every time the boss does this, I was doing this and I can't do that anymore. I have to do this new thing. That is somewhat counterintuitive, but I'm going to try it. And usually once you go through that process 2 or 3 times, you're able to defeat that Bloodborne boss. In this game, I feel like it's so fast and it's asking so much of you at so many times. It wants you to be making those calculations, but it wants you to be making them an order of magnitude faster than you've ever been asked to before in any game. And it really, I mean, I'm still enjoying it. I haven't hit that curve that Griff is talking about yet, but I can even feel like if it gets a little harder, like my brain will be spinning. Like it's really asking a whole lot of you at any one time, which is... I
think that's a good point, Jamie. I think that what I relate to it is, in Doom 16, you would encounter a new enemy, and you're like, oh shit, how do I deal with this? And you would maybe lose a life, or have to restart once or twice, like playing against a new enemy situation. But in this game, in Doom Eternal, it's just like, hey, here's all these enemies you've already encountered, but now there's 30 of these, and 10 of these, and 2 of these, and 5 of these, and they're coming in waves, and you thought that you cleared the map. So, yeah, enjoy. It's always on.
It's really it's hectic, and the enemy types are
One might
so
say
vastly
it's
different.
Celtic.
Like you have to be. It's almost like the game. And you're right, Griff. I wonder how I'll adapt to this going forward, but it's almost like the game. The game is simultaneously telling you that when you see this type of enemy, you must do this. And when you see this other type of enemy, you must essentially do the opposite. But then it throws both of those enemies at you at the same time. And sometimes multiple of them. So you'll think you've taken care of that type of enemy and then more will spawn. So it's really kind of jarring. You're like, okay, I'm trying to do the long distance thing because I know I need to snipe this weak point on this enemy before I engage. But at the same time, these super aggressive enemies are literally jumping on me. So how can I do both of those things at once?
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if the game eventually will teach me how, or
Nope.
if it just never will and it's just super hard.
No. The game will not teach you how to do it. The game will be like, hey, here's more of them. Here's the secret. The weak points don't matter.
Can I ask a dumb question? Why not just turn the difficulty down?
That's a really good point, Geoff, and I'm glad you asked it. I've really been strongly considering it because I'm getting to a point where I get really frustrated, like where I have to repeat, and even to the platforming, where I'm like, "Fuck you, platforming!" Like I get so annoyed at the platforming, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's not my fault. Like, it's a situation where I'm like, fuck you, platforming. Like, this is bad design, and the only positive of it is like, okay, I'm through it. Like, I can see the end. I just need to execute, and then it's like, oh, this weird thing happened, or this weird thing happened, or the game's like, oh, you double dash because you held the button down instead of pressing it twice. Like, it just makes a lot of weird, fucking terrible choices. And
yeah, the dash thing I think is a universally bemoaned issue.
Speaking of Dark Souls, remember in the first one when the jump button was just happening from double tapping the roll button? See, everything is Dark Souls.
Yep.
True.
But
it's true.
I hope I will turn. I'm playing on the same difficulty that Griff is, so the essentially normal difficulty. But I have yet to lose a combat, and I'm very early, as Griff pointed out. But I have yet to lose a combat encounter, even the optional difficult ones, twice in a row. I think if I lost a combat encounter twice in a row, I would just throw that thing down to normal. I think I probably will end up doing that based on what you're saying, Griff. That said, I played Doom 2016 all the way through on the easiest difficulty, and I still had a tremendous sense of accomplishment, and it was a lot of fun. I think that the game, from what I've heard also other people talk about, easy is not easy. It's harder than most other games. It's just that the game changes a little bit.
Let me talk to you about Dark Souls. No. Fuck you guys for interrupting me. The thing is, Jamie, you're saying you play Doom every year, right? You said previously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've played Doom every year. The first time I played it on the easiest, and subsequently I've played it on harder difficulties.
Good. So, what I will tell you is my personal experience is not... By not turning it down, it forces me to walk away from it and take a breather and a mental, recap, okay, I'm done for the night, or I'm done for the day, and then I'll do something else. I'll go to bed, or I'll go for a walk, or whatever. It's the point where the combat puzzle is too complicated, and I need to go do a refresh. And it's been a long time since I've had a game like that's an FPS, where it's like, no, you can do this. You have this arsenal at your fingertips, and you can get through it. It's just a matter of how will you execute on it. And I really appreciate this game for challenging me in a way that I haven't been challenged in a long time in a first-person video game. So that's all I wanted to say is I don't want to move the difficulty down because I feel like I can get through it, and it's something where it's like the story is not compelling enough that I want to see it through, and the combat challenges are. So I want to continue to pursue that mode and push my way through the game, hit the wall, take a break, and then reattempt. And if there's a point where I do have to make multiple reattempts, then maybe that's the point that I'll consider dropping it down. But at this point, it's like, okay, there's enough things that I can do that I just need to take a breather and reapproach. Hit
the wall, take a break, buy a 156 hertz black frame insertion monitor, get back to it, still die. Buy a $200 mouse, get back to it, still die.
So the long and short of it is you
Base
are
model
frustrated
4.
by it, but you also want to play it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's great. You know, I don't think I'm in the headspace to have a game that frenetic right now, so I probably won't bother with it.
I would never recommend this to you, Geoff.
What's that?
I would never recommend this game to you.
Okay. Good to know.
You know what? Granted, Griff, you are definitely farther ahead of it than I am, but I think that the chances that Geoff would like this one more than 2016 are high. And I think that
100%.
What?
100%
the game.
But I'm curious. I'd be very curious. I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing. But I'd be very curious if you do try it, Geoff. I'd be curious to what your thoughts are on it, because I do think that it incorporates things from games that you really like. Games that are hard.
Yeah.
Games like Spelunky. Games like Binding of Isaac.
What?
Like I feel like it takes those types of.
Those games different games.
I think those games are punishing in a way that I think this game can be punishing, and I don't have my thoughts fully charted out on that, so I probably couldn't defend that thought to you adequately.
You had sort of the germ of this idea last time we spoke, and I don't know. My problem is, like, I do appreciate a thoughtful challenge that encourages you to use your resources, but I also am just kind of bad at FPS, and I wonder if that will overwhelm any kind of appreciation I have for the challenge. But that said, like, I love Dishonored, but it's not an FPS.
I get what you're saying, Jamie. Where you're saying, like, there was more to this Doom game than there was previously, and that there's, like, weaknesses and strategy in a way that there wasn't in a previous game.
So it's basically Pokemon.
If you're not...
But it's also not that at all.
And if you're not cognizant of those things, it punishes you fast, and it punishes you, like, severely.
I do like to be punished.
But also, none of that matters later.
Yeah. It's probably not on my radar, but maybe it will be. You know, we'll see how long we're stuck here for, right?
Yeah.
Right. Hey, we got Final Fantasy VII coming up here soon, so it doesn't matter at all.
I mean, that's only going to be like an hour or two.
Talking about a game that nobody's ever going to play. He ate my hair!
Jamie, are you allowed to beat FF7 Part 1, or is it against the rules? Do you have to stop right before the end of Midgar? You have to not...
Can I tell you that my compulsion to stop playing Hollow Knight before getting to the final boss was extremely palpable?
Don't worry, you haven't seen the true ending anyway.
That's true. But I did beat that game. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. One thing that I wanted to talk about real quick is I think that Xbox Game Pass is so cool, you guys. And I've been building my dad a Doomsday home theater, and I bought a super cheap Xbox One S to throw in there as a 4K Blu-ray player. And dude, when you have Game Pass and you plug in like a completely new One S and you power it on, and right away it's like, play these games, download these games. And you do, and it's such a cool and incredibly unique thing. I thought I was getting the full Game Pass Ultimate experience on PC, but it turns out that the Game Pass Ultimate PC client and the Game Pass Ultimate client on the console are pretty different. And there's a ton of games available on PC, but there's a lot more games available on the console. And just having them all at your fingertips and just being able to download them, and it syncs your stuff across from PC to Xbox One S, and it's so freaking cool, and it just encourages you to play games that you wouldn't have tried before. Like I tried Super Lucky's Tale just because I was like, you know what, I could go for an N64 style platformer right now, and here's one at my fingertips, and I played it and it was fun. And it doesn't, and if I never play it again, that's fine. And it's just such a cool, unique thing. Griff, you have a Xbox One, right?
Nope.
He's gone.
I do not.
Oh, I thought
Hunter has one.
did you
right?
have one in?
The boy has one.
He's dead forever.
Griff does.
We're gonna act as if we know what Griffin said and just proceed.
Interesting. Yes,
He does have one.
So
he does.
Okay.
What if I turn it up here? Is this better?
yeah.
Sure, why not?
Oh,
But,
wait. Let's do that. Wait, we can't do that. Push to talk. Okay.
it was better, Griff. I don't know where you've gone now.
Yeah, but the one before was better.
Discord. Jamie, tell us more about what you were saying.
But I think that so I had an Xbox 360, but I haven't interfaced with Xbox One pretty much at all. I haven't owned one in the past, and I haven't played around with their interface recently or anything like that. And the difference is just huge. And there seems to be a lot of small changes where, like, you turn it on and it's just very kind of friendly and welcoming, and it surfaces the games in kind of a cool way. I actually still think the PS4 interface is better, but I appreciate what they're kind of going for with the way that the Xbox One S layout is, how it's designed, and I'm just really kind of impressed with it. I'm impressed with the UI. It's pretty slick, even for something which is pretty slow and at this point, and like, not certainly when it's throwing it to a 4K TV in my case, and certainly in that case it chugs, games chug and the interface chugs, but even with that, for the price and everything and the amount of functionality it has, like I'm just super impressed with it. And the thing I think it has a leg up on with regards to Sony is that in a lot of small ways things just work. Like, to get my PS4 Pro to play nice with my very nice 4K TV took some, futzing around with. You plug the Xbox One S into a 4K TV, a thing pops up on the screen, and it's like, wait, hold on, we're gonna change some stuff. Just give us a sec, and it does everything that you could possibly want. It like activates the low latency mode. It does the resolution correctly. It identifies whether you can handle HDR or not, and it implements it the way that you would want. It just does all of those things kind of instantaneously. Mine came with multiple controllers. They just sync immediately. There's no issues. It's an easier interface to work with if you're using it, if like you're giving it like I am to a parent and you want them to use it primarily as like a 4K Blu-ray player. It's pretty seamless that way. It's just kind of a nice, cool thing, and I'm kind of surprised at how much I enjoy just kind of dicking around with it and playing, messing with the interface and stuff. It's cool. It makes me more hopeful about the Series X.
I was going to say,
because
basically it's the exact opposite of regular Windows.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
That's cool, though. I really want to be excited about the Series X, and to hear that they've got the ecosystem in a place where it's really accessible is exciting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's cool. That's all I wanted to say. And I've been playing. Yeah, I played Super Lucky's Tale. That's cool. Burning Chrome.
Great William Gibson story.
Yeah. Is it Blazing Chrome or Burning?
I think it might
Burning
be
Chrome is
Chrome.
William Gibson.
Blazing Chrome. Yeah, that's a good game. I played. I just played Forza Horizon 4 a little more. Great game.
Did you play Eliminator?
What's that?
It's their battle royale.
No,
It's really good.
Versus 100.
No, it's like, I think there's like maybe 40 cars in it, but it's ridiculous.
That's funny.
Yeah.
No, I didn't play that. And I played a little bit of Halo, whatever it is, the Halo collection. God, Griff is going to hate me.
Is it still just Halo Reach on there?
No, it's a bunch of... I played the original Halo 2 nights ago for a little bit.
Hello?
That was kind of funny to see.
We hear you, Griff.
No, I was saying hello.
Oh, now we don't hear you.
I'm Master Chief. Hello. Hello, Master Chief here. Hello.
There he is. Are you sure you're not Cortana?
Oh, let me ask.
You're Cortana because when I try to invoke you, I don't hear you half the time.
Bazinga. Cortana.
This is definitely a lesson learned moment about Discord and its capacity
my God, she's talking to me.
For conversational
stuff.
But
that's all I wanted to say about that. It's cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I really do want to be excited about Xbox and what it's got to offer next gen. So it's good to hear, Jamie.
Yeah.
Griff, how you doing over there?
I just shut off all of the Cortana features on my computer.
Do you have anything else you wanted to add about Disco? Looks like you've still been playing that.
Nah, not really. I mean, we talked offline about it enough that I don't have anything to add, and you've talked about it plenty before. So the game is cool as shit. The thing that I really enjoy about it is maybe the nope, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. There's a lot I enjoy about it.
It's a game that you don't want to spoil the story beats and the ways in which the characters are done because it's just so exciting to experience.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, totally.
But they're really well done, is what I would say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is I'm trying to play it as straight-laced as possible, which is interesting in a way that I'm like, man, like I wonder what this would be like if I played it the way that the character was like set up to be versus the character that I'm choosing to play through this. Mm-hmm. So that's I don't know, interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I played a little bit zany, but I still kind of made amends for most of my actions, so I do wonder if you just leaned into the absolute insanity, what would happen. But
right, the asshole nature, insanity of the character's potential.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really glad you're liking it, Griff. It's the first CRPG I've really been able to vibe with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I plan to keep on playing with it.
I'm glad to hear it, dude. I look forward to your final impressions when you're done.
Awesome.
Oh, Griff is vanishing again. On that note, I was going to say, should we wrap soon? Because this audio is fighting us.
Yes, I think so.
Anything else we should cover before we put a cap on this week?
I just wanted to talk about the Nintendo Direct, if y'all had any hot takes on it.
Good question. I'm excited about Bravely Default. I haven't played the demo yet.
Yeah, me too.
I'll weigh in on that next time we chat for sure. But
yeah,
it looked a little jank. I don't know. I just want a good JRPG in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that'll be
You should try Sayuki Journey West.
When was that released? 2019?
Minus a few years. Like 10?
I mean, I might, depending on how long we're stuck here, I might go back and restart PlayStation 1 RPG, but it'll probably be Xenogears.
Yeah, that's good. That's a better choice.
Yeah, no, I think it was an okay direct. I'm excited to pick up maybe one or two of the games that released day and date like of the direct. The Good Job game is supposed to be pretty fun, apparently.
How did you feel about Good Job, the game that had the worst timing ever?
I know, it's supposed to be pretty fun though. Polygon had a write up on it, and they said it was good, so I might grab that. Seems like a rollicking.
It just felt
destroying stuff.
Very inappropriate for the time.
No social distancing. But
I was
yeah,
like,
otherwise...
hey, do you like having a job? You don't? Oh man, have this fake video game job.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I'm just trying to think if anything else jumped out at me. Bravely looks neat. Xenoblade.
I was mostly everything else was pretty flat for me. The new Smash character coming from ARMS had me very excited in that I'm not going to play it or download it or anything, but then I just listened to the ARMS music a bunch.
It's good music. Yeah,
it's very good music.
Yeah, no, that'll be cool.
Best part about that game.
I'll probably check that out for 2 seconds and then bounce off it because Smash doesn't really interest me like it used to. But yeah, no, I thought it was a solid direct. but nothing really off the chain or anything like that. Just a couple of small things. But
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
like the old Shulk. Get ready for some more of that shit.
I'm excited to see that game. Like, here's the thing: I'm not going to buy it probably because I've already bought Xenoblade twice, and I know everything that happens in it. And I played Xenoblade 2, and that's just, I think, a
you
better
can see
game.
the future.
I don't give a shit about that. I think Xenoblade 2 is a better game. I think it's more fun. And I'm good. I'm just excited to see that series has become a tentpole because I think it's a cool JRPG. I think it's got problems, but I'm glad it exists. For what it's worth. I love exploring the giant land masses. So. But yeah, otherwise, I think it was workmanlike. It was solid, but they're holding back for sure.
Yeah,
I got to see them.
Yeah, I think it was good
things.
that it came out, and I liked that it was like, "Hey, get ready for more coming," especially with the ARMS or the Smash Bros. Announcement being like, "It's coming from this game," but also we don't know.
Yeah, there was a lot of like
that.
Yeah, there's a lot.
It's very
of COVID
un-Nintendo.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, I look forward to whatever they're cooking up, but I don't think we really got the full picture yet. Not really much in the way of first party stuff.
For sure.
Yeah. Anyway, though, I think we might have lost Jamie. I sounded like he had a pretty bad headache. But should we wind this bad boy down and check in a couple weeks?
I think it's time.
Go crazy?
I think it's time to go here. Yeah, we'll see what April takes us into. As we always say, hey, get those gala pulls, get those hot
Bunny
Dimantium
Bunny Day.
Yep. Get the bunny days. Do your chores in Animal Crossing.
Heck yeah.
Do your dailies in Dragalia. That's what matters. This has been Boss Barrel Radio. My name is Griff Hoffmann. Geoff Brewer.
See you later. And James dead.
Sherer. He is not dead. He's thriving with some speakers somewhere.
Hopefully. All right. Catch you guys later.
Yep. Goodbye.
That was a good clap.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you slap yourself?
I said Mao. Well, I did actually hit myself in the chin on that one.
We synced up constantly with the Manscaper 2.0.
Yeah, it's like somebody's trying to tell you something.
I love it because they show him he's like going to town on his chest, and then he just starts bringing it down. And I never listened to the audio, but I imagine at that point like the sexy music starts.